Welcome to another edition of Canadian Auto. Today we have a very special episode for you guys. It is our very first installment on our project Daily Warrior.
The Daily Warrior is a 2011 Dodge Ram 1500 Outdoorsman Edition with a 5.7 liter V8 Hemi under the hood. Has more than enough power to get you down those trails.
Today it will be receiving its first of very many upgrades. And what better way to start than with some off-road lights. So grab a notepad and be ready to be washed down with knowledge.
Speed Demon Industries has hooked us up with this kick-ass dual-row Black Ops curved light bar. And we got mounts from our buddies over at Trigger Industries over in Alberta. We're going to be upgrading it on our project, the Daily Warrior, and it's going to throw some killer light down the trail at night. So one thing when you open your box, the first thing I noticed is the quality. This isn't your cheap everyday light bar that you'll find on eBay for $200. And with a price tag of right here, it's going to be a bit much, but with the light that it puts out and the quality it's built at, it's sure to be more than enough for you.
Here are the tools you're going to be needing for this install. You got the 1/2 inch wrench, you got the 7/16 inch wrench, you got masking tape, a tape measure, a 6mm Allen key.
That's part of your box.
Oh yeah. Nope.
Nope.
Bit.
Is it in the box? No, it's under the foam. To trust us.
It's under the foam. And then 5/32 Allen key.
Also
under the foam. You got a marker.
Right here.
You got center drill.
Center punch. That's close enough.
Cool. A 25/64 inch drill bit.
Right here.
And zip ties. Did you forget zip ties?
Alrighty, and on top of your tools, we're also going to be listing the parts included. Obviously, because we're doing the 54-inch dual curved light bar, you got the light bar. In that box, we included Speed Demon's HP1 wiring harness. Surely you'll be needing this. It's going to save you time, a headache, and a thrown tool or two. It will just hook up right up to your battery, your light bar, and the switch is already included. Definitely worth the extra penny. On top of that, you also get your instructions for your harness. We also picked up these kick-ass mounts for our light bar, and we'll be showing you exactly how to install that. Part of that kit also includes the nuts, bolts to bolt it down. We even got wind reducers. These will be very important as Daily Warrior, being a daily driver, goes down the highway a lot. So this will definitely reduce wind noise. Alrighty, now on to our first step.
Alright, now it's time for the installation. Once you have the product laid out, it's time to start taping your truck and measuring it out. You have to measure out 17 to 19 inches from the bottom of the A pillar. We already did this here. So that would be about right here. Okay. For this, the mount that we have here, it is, line it up here. Now as you can see, it is very low. So what we did, we put it up to 19, and it's still very low. So what we did was go ahead and measure it to 21. This is just for the truck here, and it could just be your personal preference or whatever. What you do to this side, make sure you do to the other, otherwise you're gonna swear a lot. Yeah. Now we're gonna put the bracket on the light bar just to mock it up and make sure everything is willy-nilly and just even and straight.
This light bar features an LED power of 312 watts at 24,960 lumens, putting out a beam spot pattern of 8 degrees, has an operating voltage of 12, a waterproof rating of IP67, a housing color black, 50,000 hour lifetime, and a lifetime warranty. It also has a polycarbonate lens. Alright, so now that we have our light bar up and mocked, we came to discover that 19 inches actually is the best place to put your light bar. So this now means that we don't have to do the added extra couple inches. We just did that just as a precaution, and make sure that you check with your local, provincial, or state law enforcement to make sure that you are within law regulations. Alrighty, so now that we have our light bar off the truck and our brackets off the light bar, it's time to move on to our next step. Our next step is to bring your bracket over to your marked spot on your masking tape and mark the holes of where you're going to be drilling. For that, you're going to need your marker. We're going to walk over to where we put our masking, open the door. And one tip to remember is if you're going to be taking your brackets on and off your light bar, just put a simple R or L to determine which side of the bracket is. Alright, so now that our bracket's in place, we're going to take our marker and we're just going to, just mark it up. That's what the masking tape is here for. Ta-da. Alrighty, and here's the last one. You just want to go over it maybe once or twice just to make sure that the holes are in the right spot. And that concludes the next step. So now, once we have this, we're going to go and grab our center punch. And with the center punch, we're just going to go bang and then get ready for our pilot hole. And what the pilot hole is for is so you don't wreck your metal on the first try. 2.
When drilling, you should only be drilling through 2 layers. If you only drill through one, you're not going to be able to have it deep enough to fasten the bolts to. Right now, we're just going to be tearing off the tape. For case of speeding up the process, it's the exact same thing on the other side, so you don't need to worry about that. Ooh, beautiful.
Alrighty, so now that we have our holes drilled for our brackets, it's now time to get our installation tool ready. What that consists of is your 1/4 washer, bolt, 5/16 nut, and a 1/4 washer. So what you do, you put your bolt on your nut. And your nut is meant to be bigger, and we'll explain why in a second. Then you slip your washer over, then you grab your rivet. With your rivet, you got to remember there's a little lip, right? And that little lip goes towards your close end of the washer. Screw it on there, hand tight. So now that we have, it should look something like this. Alright, so now, before you put in your hole, we got some black automotive silicone. With this black automotive silicone, it's meant to not only lock in your rivet, but it's also meant to have a barrier for moisture. So all you need is just a tiny pea size on your finger like so. You just put some right around the hole here, just like that. Don't worry about the mess, we can always clean it up with a rag. And just for safe measure, I'll just put some right around the washer here. The rivet. Because it's better safe than sorry. So, now that we have your rivet with your installation tool and some silicone, it's time to put it in the hole. Just line it up, push it in. Simple as that. And now this is where you're going to need those wrenches from our explanation of what tools you need. So we got our 1/2" wrench, and we also have our 7/16 wrench. And this is why that one bolt's a little bigger than it should be. So what you do, 1/2" goes on the bolt. the nut. Grab your 7/16, put that on your nut, and you just tighten it up. Alrighty, now we just undo the bolt. Alrighty, there's the bolt and the nut and the washer. So once you have your rivet in place, it should look something like that. Alright, so now that we have our first rivet in place, now we just repeat the exact same process with the other two. And I need to go get the other rivets. Alrighty, so now that we have our rivets in place, we have just skipped ahead a little bit. We got our bracket and we got our 3 bolts, put the bracket onto the truck, and it's looking really good. We just repeated this step on the other side just to save you guys a bit of time. It's a fairly simple process. It should only take maybe a minute per side. So now we're going to grab my buddy once again, and he's going to help us put our light bar right up top here. And then from there, we're going to start with the wiring process.
Alright, once you have the light bar mounted, what you want to do next is the wiring. The system is actually very easy. If you look at the rubber along here, there's a groove, and the cord actually just snugs right back into here. So what you want to do is pull it back and then just snap it into place. Okay, now you have this. So what you want to do, and then alright, so now we have to connect this cord to the light bar. To do this, there is a little space that's in the corner of the hood. What you want to do is lift up the rubber that covers it, feed the part through, and then on the other side you want to connect the 2 cords together like this. Just like that. And after you finish that, just feed it back through. Just like that. You want to reconnect the rubber. There you go. Okay, so after we connected the light bar with the 2 cords right here, we decided to go and connect it with the battery. We already did this here, and of course you always plug it or connect the negative first and then tighten it completely. And then after we did that, we drilled a hole through the firewall right here and fed through the on and off switch. And if you come here, we fed the cord through here, and the customer doesn't know exactly where he wants the switch yet, so we just decided to hide it along the side. And after you do that, you hide the cords, put down the hood, clean up, you're ready to enjoy.
Well, this about wraps up our installation and review of this light bar. I was very impressed of how easily it went together. But it took us about 3.5 hours. And that's including filming,
breaks.
Yeah, all of that. But if you weren't doing any of that and you were just doing it by yourself with a buddy in your garage, what, it would take about 2 hours?
2 hours, yeah.
And especially with this guy here having no automotive experience whatsoever, how easy would you say it was?
It was very easy. I was very surprised of actually how easy it was. So
Would you recommend?
Very much so.
Alrighty. Well, we just want to send a huge shout out and a big thanks to Speed Demon Lights for hooking us up with this 54-inch dual row curved light bar, and our buddies over at Trigger Industries in Alberta for these amazing mounts. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for more content. And also, head over to Speed Demon Lights. Links will be in the description below for Speed Demon Lights and for this light bar. Make sure you drop over, check out their amazing products. And if you do decide to buy one of their light bars, send them a picture. You'll get 20% off your next purchase. Well, thanks for watching. And as you can tell, our faces are very brightly lit. It's kind of hard to see right now, but thanks to Speed Demon Lights, we have no problem illuminating the road ahead of us.
I can't see the camera right now because it's so bright. I feel like I'm going to go blind. Anyways, we'd like to thank you for watching our episode, and we hope that you got something from it. If you want, you can tag us in your pictures of the lights. The links for the lights
are in the description below. Also, check out Speed Demon Lights. Links will be in the description below. Also, if you purchase one of their light bars, send them a picture, you get 20% off your next purchase. So thanks for watching. Can't wait to see you soon. Bye-bye.